almost never hear from anyone about anything that I do. Strangers. But when I do, they always want to tell me how crazy my eyes are. There's a reason my eyes are this crazy, and if you ever get to know me, you can suss it out, perhaps, but I find it really valuable because when I look at you, you seem to have the idea you're being looked at, being seen. Maybe you feel like you can't hide. I like that a lot. But I am well served by my crazy eyes today because I want to talk about a crazy idea. The mother of all conspiracy theories. Hashtag MOACT. And the mother of all conspiracy theories is brought to us by one of the anons, QANON. That's spelled QANON. You put a hash mark in front of it and you've got a hashtag you can use to search on Twitter. If you search it on Twitter and follow the links, you'll find out what I'm talking about in very short order. But God help me, it's true. I have been marveling at and mocking and entertaining and never quite daring to doubt silly conspiracy theories for quite a while. You've heard me talk about the Laurel Canyon conspiracy theory. This is connected, by the way, by means of the Wonderland movie studio in Laurel Canyon, the CIA movie studio. Maybe Charlie Manson was MK Ultra. Maybe Sharon Tate was a hit. But every conspiracy that you've ever heard about is tied up in here, from the Illuminati to the Rothschilds to the Khazaraya. Khazar in Yiddish means horse thief. But the Khazars were a tribe of Jews converted, not a original rescued by Moses, chosen people. But the Khazaraya has always been a Yiddish myth, the underworld that preys upon the ghetto, the slave states, the slave neighborhoods where Jews were consigned to live. And they had their own private mafia preying on them in the form of the Khazaraya. Anyway, all of those conspiracy theories, the Kennedy assassination, all the way up to Las Vegas, the Las Vegas shooting that happened last fall, the Trilateral Commission, Kennedy assassination, did I mention that one? Every conspiracy ever conceived of, all rolled up into one, including my personal favorite, Bubba and Bubba's Bride. In the book, Bubba really shows you Bill Clinton engaged in domestic violence against Hillary Clinton, physically coercing her into a public performance. When I saw that in 1998, I knew that that was a physically abusive relationship, and I assumed at that point that it was, sex slavery, that it was a slavery relationship, a relationship. I use the term fungible all the time, can be exchanged. There's another wonderful word, frangible, can be broken. And the inverse of frangible is infrangible. And an infrangible relationship is one that cannot be broken. And even a storgic relationship can be broken. Your best beloved can betray you. It can happen. And then suddenly the storgic bonds are broken. You can turn on your dog and it'll take him a while to catch a clue, but eventually he will figure out to leave you be. You can break a storgic relationship, but a relationship based on blackmail or mutual blackmail, much harder to break. And so I have no problem accepting that part of the QAnon theory, that there's a vast mutual blackmail cult based on sex crimes evidence of sex crimes being used one by the other to blackmail each other. It creates a network. It creates a network of people who absolutely can be relied upon. You want to talk about command and control? Destroy your reputation, destroy your marriage, cost you your kids, cost you all your money, cost you your future, everything, maybe drive you to suicide. Go along and get along. And if you go along and get along, we'll take care of you. And if you don't, sayonara, sucker. So anyway, all of this is covered by this QAnon conspiracy theory, but there's more because it comes with a future, and the future events are purportedly unfolding now and basically between now and the end of the month by the State of the Union address. It's fascinating. Hashmark QANON. Search for it on Twitter. Read the top most posts and follow the links and stop reading when you can, if you can. And so that's the other way to interpret this. I'm always happy to take both sides on any conspiracy theory, and the easy explanation for this is that it's a game. It's a novel. It's an interactive novel that's being carried out in real time by tens of thousands of people all over the world. So that is a theory that explains the QAnon phenomenon without having to believe any of the conspiracy stuff or any of the inside baseball stuff or any of the spy stuff or anything at all like that. But you'll find out in due course anyway. And in the meantime, it's Sunday. Go read this stuff. It's interesting. It's fun. At a minimum, you will have more fun than you've had with any novel that I could remember anyway, any novel since I stopped reading Heinlein when I was a kid. But it works for me. It's satisfying for me because, on the one hand, if it's true, it proves my argument about Bill and Hillary and the sexual slavery cult built around them. If it's false, it upholds my argument of Biff Tannen as Trump, and Biff Tannen would be an ID pretending to be a DI. Scott Adams has an idea of Trump. He wouldn't know how to express it this way, but the Trump that he's describing is a DI pretending to be an ID. And practically speaking, there's no way to tell, because if a DI is pretending to be an ID, he should do the job perfectly. Ds do things perfectly. Is do perfect displays. If you're looking for an exceptionally good con man, a con man who can really carry out a long con, look for a DI. I'm not denigrating my own type, it's what I am, but DICS is much more dangerous than DISC, which is what I am. That's why you can trust me, because the S comes first. But there's a third Trump that you can infer from this QAnon conspiracy, and that would be Biff Trump being handled by the generals, and that's a theory that makes perfect sense to me too. I have no idea what's the truth, and plausibly we may never know. That we'll get bits and pieces in this stuff, and there'll be confirmatory details. That's what you're going to find, is lots and lots of details that seem to confirm massive grounds for making specious inferences, and that's why you have to be careful. You need to be skeptical about everything, but this is a vast body of knowledge for you to be skeptical about, and who knows, it might be true. And God help me, I hope it is, because the QAnon phenomenon promises to roll up everything that I hate in the way that the world is run, starting with the Clintons, going to the Rothschilds, going to the royal family in Great Britain. Every form of gangsterism that took over the world, they promise to roll up in this great reawakening. So, normally I would send you off to read me, and if you want to go read me on DIS to figure out the personalities of the people who are doing this, it will be hugely informative to you. This has been a real eye-opener for me to look at these people that way. But in the meantime, just go to Twitter and search for hashtag QAnon and draw your own conclusions. This is the Church of Splendor. My name is Greg Swan. So glad you could join me. I'll talk to you again soon.